Hello everyone, I'm Illinois Fire Alarms, and today I'm going to be making kind of an interesting video. So this video is going to be the combination of an unboxing and I guess you could call it a restoration or project video. So obviously here I have a package, and this package is from jjinc24's eBay store. Now for those of you who don't know, and if you don't, then I'll go ahead and explain what I'm talking about here. jjinc24 is actually selling his entire fire alarm collection on his eBay store. The entire fire alarm collection that he has. All those devices that you've probably seen for pictures on Google and etc. He's selling all those on his eBay store. So I have one of those devices here in front of me. Now this one was on the cheaper side. Most of them are pretty expensive at the moment, but this one was a lot cheaper than most of them. Now the reason for that is because it was actually listed as for parts or not working. Now you're probably thinking, well, why would I buy a parts not working device? Well, I am going to use it for parts on a device I already own, which is the same as this one. And you will see after I take it out of the package here. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and try to open this without using the knife that I have beside me. There we go. Take that packing slip out of there. Get rid of the package. Here's the device. You can kind of see the strobe a little bit. Here it is. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove this sticker here. Move it in frame a little bit. So right here, you might think that I have a Wheelock EHS DL1. Well, if you look here at the bottom, you can see there's a Cerberus Pyrotronics logo. Now this is essentially, it's very similar to an EHS DL1. This is essentially the Cerberus Pyrotronics rebrand of a Wheelock EHS DL1 WS24, which would also be known as the 4-wire version of the EHS DL1. So let's go ahead and move it to the back side. So as you can see right here, there's the model number, EH-24S, otherwise known as the Cerberus Pyrotronics EHS DL1 WS24. So yeah, it's just the Cerberus Pyrotronics rebranded version pretty much. So this device, of course, does not work, and the main reason why, and it actually has been explained in the pictures he has uploaded, it's because it's missing the capacitor that usually is right here. Now if I actually go grab one of my EHSs, you can see there is a capacitor right here. I believe it's a ceramic capacitor. It is, of course, missing this, and I believe that is the reason why it does not work. So I do see some solder joints under here, so it definitely did break off. But I don't know if there's anything else wrong with it. It looks fine otherwise. So yeah, and of course you can see there it is 4-wire. So it's pretty neat. And obviously the reason I bought this is because I already own one. Here's what my unit looks like right here. Now obviously you can compare the two, and you can tell that mine is in a lot worse shape. Now mine, actually, this strobe lens here on mine was not the original. The original had the fire lettering all faded off and it was covered in paint, etc. Just like the body is. The body is absolutely just doused in paint, and even the sticker's gone. But it is still the same device here. You can see EH24S. If I actually compare the back of these two, they do look a little bit different. It's because this one here is from 1990, this one's from 1992, so probably just years difference. But yeah, mine is obviously just not in the best shape. Now mine fully works. I'm going to actually test this one here and see if it does anything. I expect that the strobe at least works. I don't know, the horn probably does not, obviously, but I at least expect the strobe to work. And pretty much, I guess the project or restoration part of this video, if you will just be me basically transferring this one's body to this one and making it look clean. I'm probably going to transfer the strobe as well, because the strobe looks a little bit cleaner than the current lens that I have here. This is from a WST. So anyways, let's go ahead and get this one out of here. And I'm going to go ahead and test this one here and see if it does anything. So let's go ahead and find out what's exactly wrong with it. Alright, I now have this device hooked up to my 24 volt DC power supply. I'm going to go ahead and apply power and let's see what happens. So that's very interesting, actually. So, as you can hear, it's trying to make noise. Well, it is actually. It's just very, very quiet. And the strobe does work, so that's good. So I'm guessing that capacitor obviously plays a big role in at least the sound amplification with the piezo. But it is still making a noise, though. So yeah, as you can hear, it does at least try. For some reason, I was expecting it to do almost absolutely nothing, but it does partially work. Alright, so now that we obviously know what the problem is with this EH, I'm going to go ahead and start taking them both apart and kind of just swapping their parts. I'm going to actually clean the body up with this one a little bit, since it is a little dirty. There's a little bit of paint there, and from some adhesive from that sticker, but otherwise, it is pretty clean overall. So I'm basically just going to take the body and probably the strobe from this EH over here and transfer all the parts to this one over here, making my current EH look a lot better than it does now. Then I'm probably going to actually take the strobe from this one and put it back to my current parts WST, so then I'll have two WSTs. Now I'm not going to record all this, so I'm probably just going to take pictures while I'm doing it, and I'll basically show them through. And then I'll come back with the final result. So let's start the restoration. So, are you ready to see the final result? Well, here it is. So as you can see, it looks almost brand new now, other than besides the fact that it does have a couple of scratches and plastic deformities in the sticker there, but it is in really good shape. So I did pretty much do exactly what I said. I just swapped all the parts and I cleaned up the body. Pretty much, that's about it. And overall, that process was not too difficult, and now this one does fully work. So I'll go ahead and show you the back here. As you can see, it has the old board. And yeah. And there's the new piezo, does not have any paint on it. There pretty much is almost little to no paint left on this. There is some paint left on this board because I cannot really remove that. Speaking of paint, actually, I'll go ahead and show you what I did with the other EH. As you can see, it's now being repurposed for parts. There's the back with the non-working board. If I ever need anything off this board or anything like that, I can always just take it from this. But for now, that will sit in parts. And like I mentioned earlier, because this used to have a strobe on it, and this had a working strobe, I was able to take the strobe that was originally on this one here and transfer it back to the original WST that it came from. So let me go ahead and move these back a little bit. Here is that said WST. So now I have two WSTs like I did at first. So I pretty much got two devices out of this. So it's pretty cool. Here's the back of this WST. So yeah, got this WST back. Very happy about that. As well as, of course, I'm very happy about now having a very good condition EH-24S. It's a pretty cool device overall, and I'm glad to have it in much better shape compared to, well, this. So anyways, of course, let's go ahead and move on to testing the new and improved EH. It is now hooked up to the 24-volt power supply, so let's go ahead and give it a quick test. And there you go, you can see it does fully work. So it does still sound a little bit raspy and stuttery, but then again, it's an EH horn and they're gonna sound like that. So anyways, I think that'll be it for this video. Definitely was quite an interesting video to make, and I'm pretty happy that I got this EH to look like this. So anyways, that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video.